don't use bleach to clean out your piercings, please. Hey guys, it's Sunny here again today, and today we are going to be talking about piercings. First things first, if my hair looks really greasy, that's because I haven't gotten my shower yet today. Do not judge me. It was also straightened yesterday, which makes it look even more greasy. Yeah. If you've not been here before, I do very amateur beauty videos and like clothing and other stuff like that. I love clothing. I'm not perfect with it. I also love makeup and stuff like that, kind of, and like hair stuff. I fuck with my hair a lot. So if you like that, check out my channel and maybe subscribe. I don't normally say this in the beginning of my videos, but like, worth a try. But yeah, so I'm not the type of person that normally gets piercings. When I was little, I had done like my ears right here, and I don't even have them in, as you can see. But I have pierced them, I think, 3 times before they officially like healed and went fine. So if that gives you any kind of idea as to how surprising it was for me to get a belly button piercing, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm really glad I did it, and I really love it. But yeah, let's get into everything else before we go there. So first things first, I did get a belly button piercing. Here's a couple of video footage of it and what it looks like. It's healing really well. I got it about a month ago, so it is still obviously in the healing process. If you not know, it does take a little while, and we will talk about specifics about how long in a little bit, but it does take a really long while for it to heal. So the little redness around it isn't a shocker. It's actually completely normal. It's really when it starts to like blow up, or there's like a big hole or bubble in it, that you really start having to worry. You know what I mean? Or, you know, it hurts like a motherfucker. That may not be good either. Maybe your body's rejecting it. So, maybe not keep that in. Yeah. So starting right off, the pain tolerance and like actually getting the piercing was actually a really cool experience. I was trying to find somewhere that I could do it at nearby without having to like drive 30 minutes or longer, especially because with COVID nothing's really open right now. It was kind of a split decision. I didn't have anything scheduled. I walked in and I said, hey, I want to get a navel piercing or a belly button piercing. It's both the same thing as far as I'm concerned. And they gave me a price, and they just said, you know, here, wait here for a little bit. Do you have any concerns? They have you sign some paperwork. It's no biggie. And then you go in, she tells you some information saying like obviously what they're using, like the kind of metal. Like mine is surgical steel. It's a really popular type to use when you don't want someone to get an infection. I don't know why, don't ask me, but like if you have sensitive skin or anything like that you know, like me, when I had gotten my ears pierced, I think the second time, it like ballooned up, and I couldn't even like go to school. I remember going into elementary school, my ear only on the side was like ballooned up and red, and I didn't know what was going on. And I ended up going straight to the nurse and just being like, hi, help me. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like my ear is about to just explode. And we ended up having to take them out again. And instead of using the stuff that I got from Claire's, I ended up getting a real piercing that was a little bit more safe for sensitive skin, so it wouldn't explode. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I would highly suggest that if they don't do it with surgical steel, go somewhere else. Or you honestly could probably even request to do it with surgical steel, because if it is a piercing shop, a lot of times they have different piercings available, and they are very aware that, you know, it's something that's very possible, especially with a belly button piercing. Another thing to know about belly button piercings is they are one of the top piercings that can get infected or have things go wrong. I did not know this until I did research before, thank God, because like with this, I had an infection with that, so I knew to either not get it or to be really careful with it, and it's a good thing to know. So far, it hasn't been a problem, so I'm hoping that we stay on that route. I've been keeping an eye on it. I've also been washing it a lot with the spray. I don't know about for everyone, but for me, when I went, the lady told me about the healing process, which, if you do not know, it is roughly a year for healing when it comes to the navel piercing. Sometimes it's a little bit less, but not by much. It's like 8 months to a year. Like that's normally what it is, even if you're doing it exactly as prescribed. I'm not sure why, but it also can be very easy for it to close back up even after it's like healed, which is really weird, but not my knowledge. But they also gave me this, which is a really cool just saltwater treatment, and it helps a lot. I try to use it as much as possible. They say to use it 2 to 3 times a day. Don't be using like a cleaning solution, like, not like, God, that sounds like I'm talking about like Clorox or bleach on your belly button. I'm not talking about bleach. Don't use bleach to clean out your piercings, please. They don't recommend you use like peroxide or any heavy ointments or aids and creams and stuff like that to fix it, just because it can be harmful and it can induce an infection because the body thinks that you're trying to fight this burning sensation, and then it fights the other thing that's also in there causing a problem. It's just not a good idea. If you have a problem, either go back to your piercer, or you can even go to your doctor or the emergency room, depending on how severe it's gotten. Hopefully it doesn't get that severe, but you can ask them for some help. But I would definitely recommend using this. I try and use it twice a day. Not perfect, but we try. Along with that, I believe my price that I ended up paying was around $65 to $75 altogether. And that was adding the piercing and the actual, action of piercing, which we'll get to in a second. Getting it pierced. Getting my belly button pierced was an experience that was not as bad as I thought it would. I watched a lot of videos before I did that, and I've been watching them because I was always afraid of it, but I really wanted one because on one hand, it makes your stomach look amazing and all that stuff, and you can like wear crop tops and look cute. But also, on another hand, all I can think of is this one part from a TV show that I watched like maybe 3 to 5 years ago, where the girl was walking like through a freaking thing trying to squeeze, and her belly button ripped out, and I just can't get that out of my head anymore. Why did I do this again? But yeah, no, seriously, I'm really glad I did it. I love it so much, and what is the chance that I'm going to be in a situation where I'm going to be like running through walls and stuff and rip off my belly button? I highly doubt that's happening. As for my healing process so far, because I did say I've had it for a little bit over a month, so I actually have some friends who have had them for long periods of time that I will also share their information and their experience with it. For me, it was the first like week or two that it was pretty sore. Right afterwards, it's really sore. You don't want to bend down, and everyone's had different experiences. Some people don't feel it all. Some people, it hurts for a long time. For me, it was just like a week or two. It was really sore. Bending over or like squishing that section of my body was definitely painful, almost. Not painful. It was just really sore. Like, it felt uncomfortable. Like, I felt like there was a foreign object stuck in my body, and I didn't want to, mess with it, which is exactly what it was. So I would suggest not wearing anything high-waisted. Do not put anything too tight on it, because I guess that will cause, like, more risk for infection if it's, like, sweaty there and, gathering. Besides that, after the, 2 weeks, it actually just kind of disappeared. Like, I was actually, almost forgetting about it. I only really started wearing, high-waisted pants when it was, sweatpants. I wore that after, the 3rd week, I think it was. I tried wearing it. I always tried to wear it in a situation where I knew if I needed to, I could, push them down. Because, if I was at work and I needed to squat a lot, I would actually just, pull them down a little bit, below my little, belly love. Not even, a love handle, but, I don't know, the pooch in front, you know what I mean? I'd lower it below there, so I knew it went right up and hit it, because it wasn't painful, it was just really uncomfortable, and I didn't really want it to be a problem. I wanted it to be able to heal correctly. After, a month now, it's not been a problem, really at all. The only times that I ever really have problems is if it gets, caught on something, I kind of feel it, and since it is still healing, it is a little uncomfortable when it gets caught. If I wear too high-waisted of jeans that are really tight, I can still feel it sometimes, and it may hurt because it kind of, gets stuck sometimes. but I don't think it's actually getting stuck. I think that's just how it feels. So don't be afraid to wear high-waisted stuff. Just wash, and definitely wait a little bit. I would suggest honestly waiting until that 3rd or 4th week, because you don't want to stress out that new foreign object being pierced into your body experience and piss off your fucking body. So just try and spoil it a little bit. Just let it breathe, let it chill, let it do its thing, because it's that first month is very crucial for the healing process, as far as I've noticed. After that, it's just a lot of like long-term healing, because like you have to realize someone's stabbing you with a needle and then putting a piece of metal in you. Talk about fucking Wolverine. Like, what? I also forgot to mention that I did not record anything just because with COVID, you're not allowed to have more than one person in there, and I'm not really a type of person that's okay with having someone just recording me while I'm having painful things happen to me. That's why I didn't record this or anything like that. But if you want to see it, there are a bunch of videos on YouTube that you can watch about people's experiences. I know that there's one where like 3 girls went and got their piercings done, and there's like one that's like, that was easy. That's where I was. Then there's one girl that's like, I'm dying. And then someone in between. It was perfect. I would say if you're normally sensitive to things, piercings, tattoos, anything like that, it's going to be a little sensitive. But normally the way that they do it is they have you lay down, they take your measurements, basically, that's a weird way to say that. They basically have you stand up and they put markers where they're going to pierce through, and then they have you lay down, they pinch it. I think they do the whole cleaning thing, and then she's gonna have you breathe in and then breathe out. And I believe during the breathing out is when you're, getting stabbed. Love being stabbed. But yeah, it's not really bad at all. It kind of just felt like a really big pinch. Like, I felt like a lobster just like went up to me and just... It was over really quickly, no hassle, no fuss. She had me like lay down for a hot sec. She was like, all right, it's done. I'm just gonna quick clean off the purple and all that. Because apparently sometimes people will see the purple and freak out thinking it's bruising. And it's not, I promise. If you see some purple, like legit purple or whatever color they choose, please do not think that it's bruising. Just wash it a little bit. Also, including washing, I just want a quick shout out that you are allowed to go in the shower and stuff, but you are not allowed to swim, go in lakes, or anything else that involves that being in a, germ-infested area. With that, they do say that after a couple months of healing, you are allowed to go in a pool. I wouldn't go in the first month. That's what I'll say so far. Maybe I'll do like an update at like 6-month mark or something like that for you guys. If you want it, let me know. But they do say that you're supposed to wait. I don't really care. It's up to you. I would say do however you feel is best for you. If maybe you have a high tolerance for not getting infections and stuff like that, then do whatever. You can go in the pool, have fun. I would not suggest going into a lake though. Just my opinion. There's a lot of shit in there, but do you, boo. It's fine. This is like the big thing about it that you need to know, because a lot of people don't think about it or research before they go get it, and then the person's just like, hey, you're not allowed to do all these things for the next year, and you're just like, what? Yeah, you're stabbing your body and it needs to heal and recover. Maybe a beauty mark or kind of thing, but still, you're stabbing your body and it needs to recover. So like I said with the swimming, you're not really supposed to be doing that in the first couple months. You also are not allowed to change the jewelry until it's fully healed. I didn't listen to that. I probably shouldn't say this, but I didn't actually listen to that, and I ended up changing it after like 3 weeks. I'm sorry to the person who pinched me. Yeah, I tried putting something else in. It wasn't the end of the world, and I was very careful about it. Part of the reason that I wanted to change it was actually because I couldn't get it unscrewed. This part is supposed to have the bar connected to it, and then this piece at the top, that is what unscrews. And I couldn't get it unscrewed. And I looked it up. I was freaking out because I knew I didn't want to get it out. But I wanted to know that I could if I needed to. You know what I mean? If you're having problems, it's because they put it on so tight, and that's completely normal. A lot of times it's just because they want to make sure that it stays in very solid for that time for the healing. And when you need to get it out, you'll get it out. All you need, there's one little secret, you see. You just need rubber gloves. I know, it's the simplest thing that people wouldn't think about. I didn't think about it. I just looked on Google. It got it out immediately. I took it out. I was very careful. I watched for if it was sticking, if it still needed to stay in. And I ended up putting one in. It didn't hurt, but I was very careful, especially because I wasn't doing it when I was supposed to be doing it. Nothing bad happened, but it was like a centimeter or two shorter than the one I got when I got pierced. And I feel like that was kind of chafing during the healing process, and I just didn't really want to have to worry about anything bad happening, especially with my past, with things not wanting to accept in my body. So I ended up putting my old one back in, and that's what I'm going to be staying with until I feel that it is either fully healed or just about fully healed. It will feel just like any other piercing where it's basically non-existent. You don't even know you have it. But yeah, overall, honestly, it was a really great experience. I'm really proud of myself for doing it because I don't really do things for myself, and this was something that I've honestly wanted for many years, and I have thought about for many years. I was just too scared to do it, but I'm at a point now where I want to do those things that scare me, as long as they're not like, you know, dealing drugs or something like that. It's no harm done to get your belly button pierced, except for when my grandma finds out and she yells at me. I love you, I'm sorry. If you want to get one, then get one. Don't be afraid to do something that you enjoy. And if you're underage, I'm sorry, but you do have to ask a parent or guardian to sign for you. But if you are over 18, at or over 18, you are able to go do whatever the fuck you want to do. So live your life and enjoy it and do the things that make you happy, as long as they're not negatively affecting you, because that's not fun for anyone. Alright, that is about it for today, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the little bell notification down below as well so you can get a notification every single time I post. That is about it for today, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Oh, also, I just wanted to let you know, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can let them down in the comments below.